ever downloaded music from a sketchy website? Ever heard of the term piracy? Join me as I talk about Laban sa Piracy sa Industriya ng Musika as I delve into the Philippine music industry where the fight against digital piracy continues to grow louder than ever. Now, let's start with what piracy and its branch, digital piracy, means. Piracy, in general, is unauthorized use of another's production, invention, or conception, especially in the infringement of a copyright. In the music industry, it is illegally accessing or using an artist's music. A rampant issue in the music industry is digital piracy. You may ask, what exactly is digital piracy? Well, digital piracy, as the name suggests, is the unauthorized digital use of another's work. An example of this is the usage of illegal websites to download songs and then selling or distributing them without consent from the artists and or the record label who owns the songs. While I see how people would opt for downloading music for free, they should see how it affects new and upcoming artists as they depend on their music sales for the first few years of their career, or until they're well known. After knowing about the negative effects of piracy in music, I hope that more people will actively avoid illegal streaming, downloading, and anything that violates copyright infringement. Here are some ways of how piracy has negatively affected the music industry. Firstly, we have loss of revenue for musicians, especially the new ones. Before the rise of music piracy back in the 90s, the music industry was thriving, earning high sales. During the rise of music piracy, the revenue that artists and their record labels get has significantly lowered in just 11 years. Because of this, the recording industry has been impacted negatively. A few people might say, piracy shouldn't be the only factor blamed for artists' loss of revenue. While this may be true, given how consumer behavior changes every few years, the negative impact of piracy shouldn't be disregarded and swept under the rug just because it's not the sole factor. Second, it's unethical. Piracy is stealing. If an upcoming artist's work got heavily pirated to the point that no one would buy the official songs anymore, the artist would lose their source of income. Okay, people could say, maybe piracy could be the only way for some people to access music because of financial difficulties. This doesn't necessarily mean that those who can't afford music from their favorite artists can justify piracy. This just shows how music has become less and less affordable and less accessible to the masses. And third, it discourages creativity. By pirating music, we disrespect the artists and disregard what it took them to make that song. Pirating songs heavily discourages artists, especially indie or upcoming artists, to continue making music. Because, why would they? If the consumers don't even bother respecting the work, this would lead to a decline in new artists, especially new songs. It could be argued that an artist shouldn't be discouraged just because their music is getting pirated, as an artist's creativity is driven by their passion to make music and not just because of financial gain, right? No. Piracy undermines an artist's work and it discourages them from creating more innovative music. Overall, while creativity and passion are important for music creation, these alone are not enough to sustain artists. To conclude, digital piracy in the music industry will be a significant threat to the music industry as long as it is alive and thriving. Piracy causes artists to lose their careers and get cutbacks from their supposed revenue. Furthermore, piracy undermines an artist's creativity and passion for music as their work doesn't get respected. Due to pirating, the masses may fail to understand just how much effort, talent, and drives it takes an artist to create and release music. We as consumers of music should make sure that the artists get the respect they deserve and to call for more concrete policies regarding piracy to make sure that people don't take this offense lightly. We must support artists who have managed to make us fall in love with music they have created.